Beauty is a subjective concept, and everyone has their view of beautiful things. We love our pets and most animals around us, but certain animals are not pleasing to our eyes. Similarly, there are other animals that are considered ugly by the consensus of the public. So today, I'm going to tell you about the 10 of the ugliest animals on the planet. 1. Naked mole rat. Naked mole rats are blind rodents that live in underground colonies. But their names are a misnomer, because the subterranean dwellers are neither moles nor rats. Instead, they're most closely related to guinea pigs, porcupines, and chinchillas. To be fair, naked mole rats aren't even fully nude. Individuals don about 100 hairs over their bodies that serve as navigation whiskers. And, though they may not be the most pulchritudinous specimens in Mother Nature's menagerie, they live longer than any other rodent and are nearly immune to cancer. They can live for nearly 30 years. These wrinkly rodents live in large groups, average 70 members, but up to 295 have been recorded, and have been known to communicate in colony-specific dialects. Their highly social behavior might serve multiple purposes, as they need to huddle together to stay warm. Their fur-less, paper-thin skin doesn't exactly help them retain body heat. 2. Blobfish. Perhaps it's unfair to judge a fish out of water, but the blobfish looks more like a ball of slime than a living creature. Blobfish live deep in the ocean, where pressures are exceedingly high. In fact, the blobfish's gelatinous appearance is actually a brilliant adaptation. Its gooey, pudding-like flesh allows it to stay buoyant at depths, where gaseous bladders can't function. The aesthetically challenged blobfish was once voted the world's ugliest animal in an online poll conducted by the British-based Ugly Animal Preservation Society, making it the group's official mascot. 3. Proboscis monkey. A human might run for cover with this nose, but, for the proboscis monkey, the bigger the nose, the better. It turns out that nothing turns on a female proboscis monkey more than a big, bulbous nose. Scientists believe that the large nose has an effect on a male proboscis monkey's vocalizations, that both attracts females and intimidates competitor males. These curious-looking monkeys are also amazing swimmers thanks to their webbed feet and hands. In fact, they love the water and live in trees close to rivers. They are never more than 600 meters, or 0.37 miles, from a river, and sleep in large groups called bands right on the water's edge. 4. Monkfish. Known as the poor man's lobster, and sometimes called sea devils, monkfish have large, flat heads, wide mouths, and comparatively little bodies. Their eyes are small and beady, and individuals exude a generally slimy vibe that's less than attractive. With mottled skin, an unsightly overbite, and a bizarre figure, monkfish are undeniably ugly. And because of their huge heads filled with razor-like teeth, they look awfully mean as well. But monkfish probably couldn't care less about our aesthetic sensibilities. After all, their unique looks keep them well camouflaged in deepwater dwellings. However, these unappetizing, freaky-looking fish are a common food delicacy, but for years, people didn't want to eat the fish because it was so ugly. Chefs eventually realized that its looks were deceiving, and now it shows up on the menus in all sorts of fine restaurants. 5. Warthog. As wild members of the pig family, warthogs have the characteristic pig nose, tusks protruding from their mouths, a wart-like curvature to their faces, and a nappy mane of hair that cascades down their backside. They actually have 2 pairs of tusks. The upper tusks emerge from their snouts making a semicircle, and their lower tusks are situated at the base of the other set. Warthogs' bodies are covered in bristles, and they're distinguished by their disproportionately large heads, and those wart-like pads that offer protection. They don't create an image of beauty, but these physical characteristics make warthogs well adapted to their savanna and grassland habitats, and the burrows they like to occupy. 6. Star-nosed mole. The star-nosed mole might have the most bizarre nose in the animal kingdom. Their weird whiffers are defined by 22 fleshy appendages that act more like ultra-sensitive fingers than a nose. These snouts are lined with more than 25,000 minute sensory receptors that help the mole feel its way through its underground lair. All of those sensory receptors make this mole's nose one of the most sensitive in the entire animal kingdom. That translates to the star-nosed mole being a highly effective hunter. The outer tentacles probe for a potential meal, and then the inner sensors decide if the prey is edible. 7. Ai. This gremlin-looking creature, called an ai, is a primate found only in Madagascar. Ai-Is have a number of unusual traits, including long, bony, witch-like middle fingers, that they use to pry insects and grubs from tree trunks. This allows them to fill a biological niche, much like a woodpecker might. They are also nocturnal, only coming out at night. Additionally, Ai-Is have incisors that continually grow, which is unusual for primates, and extremely large ears. This elusive primate uses percussive foraging to find its food. As it walks along a branch, the Ai taps it with its skeletal middle finger. It cups its huge ear forward, listening for the echoes coming from the tree. When it knows it is above an insect tunnel, it tears off chunks of the tree with its massive teeth, so it can uncover the tunnel and feast on the insects within. The Ai is considered endangered by the IUCN due to habitat loss and hunting. In fact, it has been part of the list of 25 most endangered primates since 2016. 8. Elephant seal. Baby elephant seals and female elephant seals are pleasant looking. But, males, however, begin developing a large nose when they reach sexual maturity, somewhere around 3 to 5 years. The huge schnoz is fully developed by 7 to 9 years old, giving the seal the look of its namesake elephant with a massive, floppy trunk. Much like the Proboscis monkey, an elephant seal's large nose plays a role in mating, as it helps generate loud roars that fend off other males. 9. Red-lipped batfish. The red-lipped batfish gives the impression that it tried to compensate for an unusual body by caking on lipstick. Further research needs to be done to understand the function of the bright red lips, but some scientists think it relates to attracting mates. These odd fish are mostly found around the Galapagos Islands and near Peru. Interestingly, red-lipped batfish are not the most graceful swimmers, they are better suited for walking along the ocean floor. When they reach adulthood, they use their dorsal fin as a fishing lure to attract prey instead of for swimming. 10. Marabou Stork. Standing over 5 feet tall with a wingspan of more than 10 feet, the Marabou Stork is a scavenger of large carrion, which is why it has a featherless head. These African birds also eat other birds and have even been known to consume flamingos. The Marabou Stork does have some unattractive habits. They defecate all over their legs and feet, for instance. This gives their appendages a lovely white appearance, and also helps them regulate their body temperature. This stork species also stands out for its gular sac, a long, reddish pouch that hangs from its neck, and is used to make grunts and other noises during courtship rituals, not for food storage. Marabou storks aren't particularly active, in fact, they are relatively lazy. They stand around much of the time and often pant excessively when they are hot. Beauty and ugliness are somewhat subjective, relative concepts. However, without using any scientific approach, this video has given you an insight into some relatively ugly animals that live in our Mother Nature.